All right, so what's next?
What is next?
Oh, you're telling me you got the list.
Oh, sex scandals. Do
Oh,
we really? This
we got a new addition to the club, Charlie
Charlie
Rose.
Rose, huh?
Also a New York Times reporter too.
Yeah, I got it here.
You got that.
Stuart Smalley. Is that
No,
who it is? No. What
that's
am I? All right.
that's one of Al Franken's weirdo characters.
No, this guy did like inspirational stuff. Like,
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live. What's
I think
inspirational
so.
about
Yeah,
that?
why? Huh?
Jack
I
Handy
don't.
was more inspirational than he was. I mean, come on now.
Yep.
I'd rather hear
Okay.
deep thoughts than be hearing what Stuart Smalley ever had to say. Never, you know, I remember seeing Al Franken was. I had a Grateful Dead live video of them playing at Radio City Music Hall in 1981, I believe, or 1980,
Okay.
around Halloween, like that whole week. And then they also played at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco a couple of days before that, and there was a video between both. But Al Franken and some other putz was there with the band, shadowing the band and hanging out with them backstage. And I just remember Al Franken being just, the other guy was goofy, but Al Franken was just, these guys are totally like, he's a he's a flake. He's a complete and utter flake, and the guy is actually one of the people that make the laws in this country. This is what the liberals bring to the table. Stuart Smalley, Al Franken. This is what you're bringing. You're bringing me a guy that sits there and loves diapers, holding a big teddy bear with rabbit ears on his head. This is a U.S. senator. These are the people you're electing into Senate. You're wondering why we have problems in this country. You know, you got big mouths out there like Maxine Waters and Kamala Harris. Who wants to hear these people? Impeach Trump, impeach Trump, impeach Trump. Okay, give me a reason to impeach Trump. He hasn't broken any laws yet. Will he? Who knows? You don't know that with any president. You know? Obama always sat there and did something to skirt the good of this country. And did he ever get brought up on impeachment? No, because everyone loved him. The liberals loved him. He was the golden boy. All right. Well, now we got the actual Cheeto boy, they want to call him. You know, he may look like a Cheeto, but he's getting the job done.
Have you noticed though, like since he's been in office, he's stopped dyeing his hair altogether?
Yes, he has.
I think that's good. That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
He seems to have laid off the spray tan a little bit.
Yeah, he has.
Um,
But when you see, we'll get back to Al Franken in a second. That's why I make this comparison here. When you would see Obama go to other countries, you didn't see him being received like Trump was in Asia. When Obama went to Asia, he didn't have that type of fanfare and everybody all happy and around him. Trump's there, and they love the guy. He's getting along with Xi Jinping over there in China. He's getting along with Putin in Russia. He's trying to make
that's
things happen.
Look,
You're trying to make things happen here. Don't try and skirt the guy for trying to make the world a little bit of a safer place. If we start screwing with the wrong people, we are going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble. And we're not going to have all these little trivial things you worry about, you bicker about. Whether it be don't take away the health care. Health care is not a privilege. Okay, that's the way it is. You don't want to hear it. That might be a personal issue of yours, but no one is guaranteed to ever have health care. You either work, you have money to afford it, and you get health care through your job. You get it privately, direct pay, whatever it is. Whether you belong to a co-op, they have co-ops out there that they're different type of health care insurance, but some people it works for, and then you have people, if you don't have health care, I mean, with the current bill right now with Obamacare, what is it? You don't have health care, you have to pay $1,000 tax at the end of the year. All right, so what about these states and these counties that have no insurance companies in their exchanges? What do you do with these people?
um,
So they had no health care. Even if they can afford it, but they can't get it. But it's like, oh, let's go outside of state lines and go get it. If you can get it somewhere else, you can't get it in your state. What's the matter? You're going to pay $1,000 because you can't get insured? That's ridiculous. If this is what they want to keep, and this is what they want to keep in action. They want to keep this bill moving. They want to keep it going. They don't want to put an end to it. Repeal it, replace it, but have something to replace it with. Let's just not go to socialized medicine and look at what happened in Canada. Big shit show over there. I'm going to wait a year or two to go see a doctor, so I have a heart problem. I'm going to see a cardiologist. I'm going to wait a year or two to go see him. But what's going to happen then? That's why you have people from Canada coming to the United States to get health care, because look what's happening up there. We spoke about this before. It all comes down to, it's like in that situation up in Canada, like any other socialized medicine, you're going to have it be so that it's going to be the people that pretty much could put more into it are going to be the ones that are going to get maybe a better type of health care, or better regarding that health care system. Where someone, say like my mother's age, which is 60s, mid to late 60s, they don't see much going on with her. If she comes down with she comes down with cancer, she's in Canada, are they really going to help her out to the same degree as they would help out a 25-year-old that has cancer? Then go into full remission, go back to work, and become a contributing member of society? Where a person in their mid to late 60s is retired, they've already put their time in, they're living off retirement, whether it be in America, Social Security, but, you have a retirement plan, whatever. They kind of look at it. This is how they're going to start. Socialized medicines are going to be a good way for them to start taking people that are older, getting rid of the elderly. You're going to have those death panels. That's what they were talking about before with Obamacare. That was one of the things people were complaining about. You're going to be like death panels. Do you deserve to live or not? Well, who are you to say my mother can't live anymore?
I didn't say that.
Well, not you, but who are they to say that she can't live anymore? Who's to say that my...
Well, and that's the issue with the government taking over any industry. And way off topic.
Yeah, we're going to
but there is only one industry that I can even think of that the government should be doing over a private industry, and it's prisons. Again, if we're going to have them, they shouldn't be a for-profit enterprise.
No. Let the states take care of it.
Regardless, I do still want to get away with titling this thing sex scandals.
Yeah, we'll start with sex scandals.
Let's all right. So Al Franken, kind of pervy. Anybody surprised?
No,
I don't think so. Charlie Rose.
Sexual harassment, like 8 different women. Al Franken does have another woman that came out saying that he groped her, was sexually harassed her. All
right. And you said something happened on the Roy Moore case or cases, or something to do with a handwriting analysis? Is that what happened?
What they're talking about is the signature in the yearbook. They're saying that Gloria Aldridge's client is saying that, or the client that actually is bringing out the charges, the allegations, that the client is actually not sure if that is if he actually signed her yearbook. How do you not know if he signed your yearbook or not? Did you sign it yourself? Did you never sign it and just, hey, let's go get trace his signature under my yearbook and say, hey, it's a proof he signed my yearbook? I mean, if you're going to use it and you're going to say this is proof I have, then let's see it. He's more is asking to see the yearbook. I want to see it. Show me what you're using to accuse me of doing this. Well, they tried railroading Trump. It couldn't work. Now they're going to try and railroad this guy because he's a very far-right individual that if he gets into the Senate, he is going to be backing a lot of far-right issues, and that scares Democrats. That scares the rhinos. So I mean, that's with as many rhinos as there are out there, along with the Democrats, it's a lot of scared people out there that don't want that guy around. So they're going to go out there, come out with some kind of crazy allegation, And what you're finding out is, as you go into trying to dig into this, all of a sudden now, Al Franken's coming up as being, sexual misconduct. They said there was a report Richard Blumenthal, Connecticut, had an allegation of sexual harassment. Even Andrew Cuomo's being named governor of New York's being named as a defendant in a lawsuit regarding sexual harassment. I don't believe he was the perpetrator. I believe he's the one that turned a blind eye and just didn't pay attention to it. Just brushed it aside. So you go after one guy in politics, and all of a sudden, the whole wall starts falling down on the party that's sitting there busting balls on this one guy. There's a lot of double standards going on here. Because Roy Moore is a Republican, you don't want him in office. Because he is a far-right Republican, you don't want him anywhere near the Senate. So you come up with these allegations out there. Are they true? Are they not? Who knows? Are they planted allegations like they tried doing with Trump? I don't know. What do I think? I think it's a bunch of BS. You're trying to get proof, and you have no proof of what you're saying. And all these happened 30-something years ago. There's no statute of limitations. Why didn't you come out back then? You waited 30 years now that the guy's actually running for a Senate seat. I mean, it didn't bother you for 30-plus years. It doesn't bother you. It makes no difference that these people, some of these women that were accusing him, are actually pretty cozy with the liberals, as far as like Michelle Obama, as far as Hillary Clinton. Hillary's always popping up in every goddamn thing that's going on with the liberals. It's like she's always got her hand in everything. Whether it comes down to the uranium scandal, whether it comes down to the whole sexual harassment scandals. All these she always seems to be somewhere involved in this.
Well,
always in the background. She's like George Costanza in the original photo bomb. He's just standing in the back of a picture, family being taken at the beach, just walking by it. She's always there.
The turd in the proverbial punch bowl.
She needs to go, but whatever. That's another time.
Well,
this whole
that remains to be seen. As far as this, we need to, first of all, we need to look at each of these on a case-by-case basis, because, when things surface about, say, Bill Clinton, a lot of people will jump on that immediately and immediately say, oh, look, there's another one accusing Bill Clinton. But when it comes to someone who is a conservative, who's on the right, like Roy Moore, then that's when they say, well, it was a long time ago, and etc. You have to remember that, first of all, it's a very serious crime to be accused of, and to accuse someone of. All right, so people who are willing to do it publicly, and people who have stories that corroborate each other, these are all things you got to look at in every case, because it's also something that years later there's no evidence, so it becomes something that anyone can accuse of, and if there was a reasonable belief that it could have happened, then in a lot of people's minds who are already against that person, it did happen. You got to look at it all, but like with Al Franken, immediately came out. Well, first of all, there was
this photographic evidence,
right? And the photograph seems like a dumb thing. It seems like a dumb thing that a comic did on a comedy tour. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but backed up with her allegation of him jamming his tongue down her throat.
That's the one that people seem to be skimming over.
Like I say, he's over there jamming his dog tongue down her throat.
Right.
It's just like, come on. Right. I mean, seriously? It doesn't matter if it's Al Franken or Brad Pitt. If a woman doesn't want to be kissed by a person, they just don't want to be kissed by that person. And I just can't see any woman wanting to have that freaking tongue wagging in her mouth.
There's a difference though between being a creep and being a predator, and that's predatory behavior. No, that's it. Oh, we're done here.